Hi guys, what is up? I hope that you guys are having a really awesome Monday and that, it's probably hopefully not as hot and humid where you are as it is in Pennsylvania. Apologizing for the floof hair that I've got going on. I'm doing my best with what I got. So, anyway, first week of Holiday Blogger Bootcamp is done. Can you believe it? I can't believe it at all. It seems like it went by so quickly. Like, where did it go? But we went through at lightning speed. So I wanted to take a few minutes in the beginning of this video to make sure that we have all of the questions about Amazon answered before we can even get into anything else. Because the last thing that I want to do is overload you guys or leave you without answers to questions before moving on. So before I go anywhere, I'm going to make sure that I have my mouse over top of the comment section so that I can scroll if I have to. Scroll. This is what you do, just in case you guys don't have a Mac. This is what you do to scroll on a Mac keyboard. So when you see me doing this, sorry. So yes, yay, I'm glad that you felt like you got so much done this week. I'm so glad to hear it. I hope that wasn't an overwhelming amount of stuff to do. It was a lot of research. It was a lot of putting the stuff into practice, but I'm very hopeful that helped you guys a lot and kind of just even getting to understand Amazon and what kind of potential it has for the posts that you can do to make money with affiliates, but also the kinds of things that you can use ads for to see if those will convert for you. So that said, hi guys, just in case you guys didn't hear, I'm going to take a few minutes before we get started to answer any questions that anybody has on Amazon, whether it's on affiliate roundup posts for Amazon or review stuff or native ads. I'll do my best to answer those kinds of questions. I don't know if you guys got the email from Amazon today saying that they changed some of their bounties for, what is that called? They changed some of their bounties for the bounty program. There's one that's the Audible romance package, ooh la la. And that's $3. And there's another one that I think it's Prime Family or something is a bounty of $3. So if those things sound more like what you talk about, they added 2 new bounties. So Amazon's constantly fluctuating like everything else on the internet. Yay. Okay. It was a busy week, but I'm super proud of my 2 posts and pin images. Yay! I'm so sorry, by the way, about the Canva issue with the pin images. As it turns out, one of the fonts that I was using was accidentally one of my uploaded fonts instead of one of the standard fonts that comes with Canva. And so they were like, no, you can't share anything that has an uploaded font. So I had to go through everything and find the 2 instances where I used an uploaded font. So I'm really sorry about that confusion, but I fixed it, and so I hope that those the pin templates will work for you guys. Okay, so what it sounds like is, do we have any questions on Do we have any questions on Amazon? It's not looking like we do. So if that's the case, I want to get into all of the fun stuff that we have for this week with my really ghetto notes. Behind the scenes, I'm a professional, I swear. So honest to goodness, so I wanted to talk really quick, and I wanted to make sure that I address this right off the bat, because I know that the lesson name for this unit can be completely overwhelming, and I don't want that to happen. So the lesson name for the unit is Sales Pages, Emails, and More Affiliates. I don't want you guys to get overwhelmed and think that I'm ever going to tell you that you need to buy lead pages or that I need you to buy Infusionsoft or ActiveCampaign, any of those really expensive blogging tools, because especially in the beginning, that is not what you guys need. It's not necessary to really function. It's really not necessary when you're first starting out. When you're first starting out, you should be paying yourselves, and I really want to emphasize that. I don't want you to put all of the money that you ever make off of your blog into buying more courses or buying more stuff when you really don't need to. So just to get this out there and off the bat, I do not want you to buy anything. I am a cheapskate through and through. So trust me, if there's anything that I can get you guys for free, you guys are going to hear about it. So for email. If you guys aren't using any kind of an email provider, I want you to look into MailerLite, Lite. Let me see if I can do this, because I'm really prepared. I spelled it wrong. Oh, gosh. Sorry, guys. That's right. Okay. So that is MailerLite. MailerLite is free, 100% free, up to 1,000 subscribers. And it has a lot of the same capabilities that my email provider, which is ConvertKit, does. I pay ConvertKit a lot of money each month. And basically, you can get the exact same thing from MailerLite free up to 1,000 subscribers, and then they'll charge you. But even then, it's kind of reasonable. I really quick wanted to mention there are a lot of different free email things out there, and the reason that I recommend MailerLite over MailChimp or MadMimi or Constant Contact is because I have heard a lot of horror stories about all three of them. The most that I've heard horror stories about were MailChimp. I have a good friend who got, she's in Elite Blog Academy with me, and she got her account with MailChimp, and all of her subscribers, she had 2,000 subscribers at the time, she got it shut down completely because she was doing email marketing, and apparently that was against their terms of service, and they shut her account down, closed everything out. She never got her subscribers back, and that was the end of it. So I'm kind of always gun shy about that. Plus, the way that MailChimp's emails are kind of formatted, it comes up a lot of times as spam. Now, that's not saying that your emails are spam, but it's saying that Google's algorithm kind of has a few kind of checklists basically as to what they look for inside of a spam email that's going to go right to promotions folder without ever getting into the primary folder. And so MailChimp, for whatever reason, basically hits a lot of those benchmarks of spam, and so you likely will never get your emails opened by a lot of people. So just putting all of that out there, you can basically do what you want for free. I don't want you to spend any money right off the bat, but I really like MailerLite. I don't think I actually have an affiliate with them, but I have a deal where it's a certain amount of free days or something. I don't know. That's why I put my affiliate link, even though I don't actually think that it's making any money. Oh, it's up to 2,000 is free. Oh, or is that with MailChimp? Yeah, I don't know. I'm always, like I said, I'm really just gun shy about MailChimp after hearing about my friend's account getting shut down. And she's a good person, not a spammy person. She's a homeschool blogger and got her account shut down. So I was really, really freaked out by that. So I don't want that to happen. But yeah, basically MailChimp and ActiveCampaign, there are a lot of them that end up in the spam folder, which is why I love ConvertKit. But of course, I'm not going to tell you guys to spend money. If you want to spend money, I'll never tell you not to use ConvertKit because I love them. They've been good to me through and through, and I love their whole thing. They're what they stand for, how easy it is to use, how easy it is to have kind of everything customized. But you basically get the same thing with MailerLite that you would get for ConvertKit. So trying to save you some money there. Second, let's see. Oh, sorry. Why can't it just auto-populate my comments? I'm sorry. Okay, I'm not missing the comments this time. Just putting it out there. I switched from ConvertKit to MailerLite to save money. It was much less. I don't see the benefit of paying $500 a month for ConvertKit. Is there something I'm missing? Honestly, I don't think so. I think that at this point in time, you can basically get the exact same stuff from MailerLite as you can from ConvertKit. So here's kind of the back end information, the really techie stuff. Like I said about MailChimp, a lot of their emails automatically get flagged as spam. And ConvertKit, the way that their emails are set up is that they're really bare bones emails. There's nothing frilly or anything like that that often gets marked as spam. A lot of times the emails from ConvertKit are designed to look like they're coming from, somebody who's your friend who's just sending a regular email. And so that's why they have this kind of reputation of getting the most emails into people's folders to get seen. Now, here's kind of where again, the back end stuff comes in. you can't really access the data about how many people open emails for each provider. All you can really do is go off of like asking in a Facebook group of bloggers who has ConvertKit, who has MailerLite, what is your open rate? Do you email them regularly? Do you have a warm audience where they get emails regularly? Those kinds of things. But again, it's really, really hard to compare that because again, a lot of times, even if you are, emailing at the same time each week, at the same time each day, like their content might be different. Your email subscribers might be different. Their behavior might be different. And you can never really know for sure what to expect in that case. So all that does basically say, like, ConvertKit says that they have the best open rate in the business, but there's honestly not a whole lot of data up to back that from other companies to compare it against. So like they could say, this is an arbitrary number. I'm really sorry, guys. This is super techie. I'm sorry. But ConvertKit could say, we have an average of 50% open rates on every email that gets sent or every email broadcast campaign that gets sent. They could say that, but MailChimp doesn't have that kind of information to give out. MailerLite might not have that information to give out. So ConvertKit could be sharing that, but there's no benchmark to go against. Like it could be that MailerLite has a 75% open rate and they're just not talking about it. We don't know. So my recommendation is always like do what fits within your budget. And if it's not working, try the free trial with ConvertKit. ConvertKit has a 30-day free trial. Try the 30-day free trial. And if you hate it, then you can cancel it. But they move all of your stuff over for free, like when you're switching into ConvertKit. This isn't a sales pitch for ConvertKit. I swear, I don't want you to spend money on anything right now. So all of this to say, yes, they say that there are some benefits to ConvertKit, but if I'm being totally honest, MailerLite has all of the same benefits that you can get other than the potential for like a super awesome open rate. But again, you don't know that information concretely. So it's all kind of hearsay at that point. So I'm really sorry. That was a real tangent. But you can really do a lot of the same things with MailerLite as you can with ConvertKit. With the incentive emails, with email campaigns, with drip campaigns, with auto-scheduled emails, all of those things. You can do the same things that ConvertKit has and do them into MailerLite. And you get it for free, which in my book is always a bonus. So I haven't noticed a difference in my open rate since my switch, but I have saved over $250 a month. Yes. So far I've been happy. I'm glad to hear that. Yeah, saving money again is like my motto in life. And you know, if honestly you don't see the difference, then that's a good move on your part. And you won't know until you try. So that was a really, really good move, Holly. I'm glad that you're having a good experience with MailerLite. Whoa. Let's see. Yes, you can get open and click rate on MailChimp, but they don't make that information public. So there's like, in the beginning of ConvertKit, which only came out like 2 years ago, I think, they made it very, very public that they boasted, like they compared some notes against like MailChimp and Infusionsoft and ConvertKit. And they said, you know, we get a 50% open rate. MailChimp gets a 10% open rate. Infusionsoft gets a 20% open rate. And you can personally see your information, but those kinds of companies, that's kind of like a proprietary secret and they won't share that information, especially because oy vey. It's like, I don't mean to be getting into like super, super nerdy technical stuff about email. I'm so sorry, guys. But here's the deal with email stuff. There is hearsay that if you see your open rate getting lower, it's not necessarily that your open rate's lower. A lot of times that means that it was opened on someone's mobile device and that the images didn't upload because some people don't upload images from their email on mobile, which is totally fine. But that kind of skews the actual open rate. Does that make sense? Like it looks like it's not... It looks like it's a really low open rate, but it could be a lot higher, but you don't know. So there's a lot of things that affect it. It's not a perfect science yet. bottom line, I'm not a super big fan of MailChimp just because I think that you can get better services out there that are much more customizable, much more segmented, which is a really big deal. Actually, I'm going to touch on that in a second, and have a much better kind of reputation. Plus, again, free. Awesome. So really quick, segmenting is a big deal because this is something that's really important once you get into kind of not just like email, but once you have a blog and then you realize that you have different topics. And let's say you have a mom blog. Let's say you talk about all things dealing with homemaking, dealing with kids, dealing with recipes, dealing with activities for the kids, and cleaning. So you've got 5 different, very, very different topics, but they all fall under the umbrella of mom. But your people who are at your blog getting your freebie for kids' crafts probably don't care about recipes. And your people who are there for recipes probably don't care about your cleaning supplies. Does that make sense? So that's why it's so important to have different segments of your email list so that when somebody signs up for your email list on the page for, what do they call it? Recipes, they're going to be getting a little check mark next to their name, essentially, that says, Jane Doe wants to hear about recipes. And so you know to put Jane Doe in the box where you only send people recipes or food ideas or something like that. Does that make sense? And that's one of the cool things that you can do with MailerLite and ConvertKit that you can't do with MadMimi or with MailChimp. Now, all that to say, again, I'm not paid by any of these people. I just really like ConvertKit, and I'm really a fan of segmenting your audience and getting the most out of any kind of a service or a tool that you use. So all that to say, segment your list because that will get you further as far as sales conversion rates go. Whew. I'm so sorry. It's like really hot in my basement. In my basement where my office is, it's very, very hot. Okay, now that I've prattled on and on about MailerLite and ConvertKit and all of the nerdy techie stuff that goes behind email, I want to talk on sales pages because this is a big one. I have lead pages. I love lead pages. However, lead pages is expensive. It's very, very expensive. And I think that it's $25 a month or it's $47 a month. It's a lot of money. And I don't want you guys to have to spend that kind of money because, quite frankly, that's kind of ridiculous. Especially when you're first starting off, like you don't know a whole lot about setting up lead pages. You don't know a great deal. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just one of those, like, I don't want you to get something that's way out of your blogging realm that you might not be ready for at all yet. So we're going to hold off on mentioning lead pages at all, even though, like, full disclosure, I love them and I use them constantly. But I got, oh my gosh, I'm going to misquote this plugin that I have. Hang on, guys. I want to make sure that I'm getting you the right name of this plugin. I think that it's called Excelion? Oh my gosh. I thought I had it written down, but it doesn't look right now that I'm looking at it. I have it written down as Excelion plugin. I'm not sure if that's the right one, though. I'm so sorry. Where is it? Elementor. What is wrong with me? Elementor. Okay, I'm going to write this in the comments. Elementor plugin. Okay. Excelion. What is wrong with me? Okay, Elementor plugin. That allows you to design pages on your blog. So it's like literally just drag and drop different aspects of a sales page on your blog. So it's just a regular page, but you can customize it a lot more than just a regular kind of post. So for this, you can, let me see. I am really sorry. I should have been a lot better prepared today. We have been dealing with a stomach bug. Who gets the stomach bug in the summer? My family. So hang on. Let me see if I can find my sales page that I can show to you guys. Is that right? Yeah, this one's right. Okay. So this is the sales page that I made, and frankly, I'm not super in love with it, but I kind of screwed around with Elementor and what I could do with them, just to see the kinds of capabilities that they had. And I absolutely loved what I was able to do. I made buttons, which always convert well if you give a button and a call to action. There's places where you can drag and drop the images. It was a really, really easy thing to kind of set up. So that's what I want you guys to do. It's, again, totally free plugin. It's called Elementor, and I wrote that in there in the comments. And those are the only two things, are having an email provider, an email service provider that you can use and that you like, that's free, and getting the Elementor plugin. I'm not going to go into a great deal about, like, you know, designing with Elementor, because I think that that's kind of one of those, like, it's up to everybody, can do different things. Like, I don't want to sway you into doing something like that appeals to me but might not appeal to you. So all that to say, just kind of screw around with it. It's a lot of fun to play with, if I'm being totally honest. Like, just dragging and dropping things. It's a lot of fun to be able to do that. Whew. So those are the only two things. We're not going to get into lead pages or ConvertKit, because I want you to start with free and grow as your business grows and expands. Okay, I missed some comments and I'm really sorry. Is it better to just have 5 categories and then subcategories off of that, or many different categories based on content? Shanna, I'm sorry. I'm going to need you to kind of rephrase that, because I think that your blog should have like 5 different topics, but that all kind of relate back to one general overarching topic. And again, like, my overarching topic is money. I help people save money, I help people make money, and I help people, like, budget and manage their money and learn ways to side hustle. All of that kind of falls under the umbrella of money. You could basically fit anything under the umbrella of anything. If you want to talk about dogs, you could talk about clothes for dogs, cleaning for dogs, pet care for dogs, furniture for dogs. There's like a million different things that you can talk about under that kind of an umbrella. But I don't think that it's a super wise thing to have a blog that's like, I talk about toenail polish and recipes. I think that that's too broad. Does that make sense? Like, I don't want you to have like, oh, well, I already have 5, but I really like to talk about 16 topics. And then you're stretched too thin. And, you know, once you start kind of getting into like the fringe topics where you only have like 1 or 2 posts, say, for example, you do talk about toenail polish and you have somebody who's super into toenail polish on your blog and you only have 2 posts about it. It's like, well, now what? So you want people to get lost in your content. You want people to get onto your blog and then just kind of keep clicking and then just get deeper and deeper into your blog. But if you only have like 1 or 2 posts that are kind of on one topic, that's kind of setting yourself up for a little bit of a disaster. Just again, from like a user experience setting. If you really want to start talking about toenail polish, but you talk about recipes, I would start another blog. I know it sounds crazy, right? But I'm not even going to get into that because it's a whole nother can of worms. But there is a whole movement of bloggers that is all about niche blogs. And it's like very, very weird niche blogs. My friend Ashley and I have this kind of running joke about finding the weirdest niche blogs ever. She sent me one that was literally like football helmets that have snacks in them. And that's all that this website is football helmets for snacking. And like this person makes like $800 a month from Amazon affiliate income. Like it makes no sense at all. But people are searching for it and people are buying it. And so if you do kind of want to start talking about something that's really kind of out of left field from where you normally would talk about, that would be something that I think would be really interesting, is to explore the option of starting another blog. And I know it sounds crazy, but I'm kind of dipping my toes into those waters myself. Like, trust me, it's a crazy thing. Okay. Whew. Okay. Blog category, health and sleep would be a subcategory, or just use a tag for that. I think that if you can have like your menu options and then you can have your subcategories underneath of each one of them and it makes sense, then you can go for it. This is probably not the best move, but I don't tag anything on my site. I use my categories. I use my pages, like those kinds of things, but I don't tag anything. I don't add tags to my posts simply because I already have SEO rich posts, and I know that those will do well. So I don't feel the need to add tags to them. Plus, I think that if you have the tags bar in the sidebar, it gets really, really cluttered very quickly. And so I don't have that. Let's see. What are your thoughts about a plugin like Social Warfare where your readers are only given only one pin to choose from? I've heard some people like it because it promotes their tall pin to get pinned rather than random images in the post. So honestly, funny story. So I didn't know for a long, long time that you could specify the image that you wanted to use in Social Warfare. So I have, let's say, 6 images per post, per post. I have 6 different pin images. And those are the images that will show up when I have, when somebody goes to click pin or share on Pinterest in the top of my post or at the bottom of my post. And they can pick whichever pin appeals to them. But it's very, very clear which ones they should be using because those are the first ones that they see. I don't specify. I just don't specify kind of what pin to use, again, simply because I do a lot of A/B testing and I don't want people to feel like they have to share a pin if they prefer a different one. That's whole part of the A/B testing process is kind of seeing what people are most drawn to, what people are sharing more of. And so that's actually, I don't specify it. Each one of my pictures, though, each one of my images that I put in my post has a pin description that I want. So it's keyword rich. It has some hashtags in it. It's all set to go. So whatever image they pick, it doesn't matter because it's going to have the pin description that I want, taking them to my site, which is where I want them to go. So, okay. I missed another one, didn't I? I'm sorry. Yes, it was Elementor. I got really, really confused and was like, Acceleron? I don't know what's wrong with me. I'm sorry, guys. I'm trying to make sure that I didn't miss any of the comments because I missed them all last time. Do either of these allow for regular text emails or just newsletter style? I think that everybody has an option for, so MailerLite. I don't know about MailChimp, but I know for ConvertKit, their go-to is just a text-only email. So there's no HTML code or anything in it. It's just like a text-only email that you would get from like your sister or something. And that's what email boxes want to see is like, oh, this is a normal, non-threatening email. This is like a real person sent this email. So that's what they want to see. Whew. Okay. Let's see. How can you control only? How can you control only your 6 tall pins being shown rather than than just nice images? Does that make sense? Yes, it totally makes sense. So all of the images from your pages will get pulled. I can't control what people share. There are some times when people do share my square feature image. I haven't had anybody share my About Me picture yet that I know of. It probably has happened, but I haven't had that issue. A lot of times, though, as far as user experience goes, people will share your pin images because that's kind of their conditioned instinct is like, oh, if I'm sharing this on Pinterest, this is the image that I want to share. And the whole goal about Pinterest and trying to get to know everything on Pinterest is to get back into the mind of a user, not as a blogger, because that's a totally different world. We want to remember what Pinterest is like from a user experience. So So if they want to share the square image, then they share it. It's a bummer, but I optimize my square featured image to make sure that it's basically the same thing as my pin, but it's square. And that's the really kind of the best that I can do. There was some talk like back a few months ago that Pinterest was going to go to just square images. And so I was like, well, sweet. I have a bunch of those shared already, so no skin off my back. But that seems to kind of have fallen by the wayside, which honestly, I'm pretty happy about, if I'm being totally honest. So yeah, I'm not worried about that. I just post my stuff, and whatever people are drawn to, I let them post that, or I let them pin that. Again, just kind of like, I don't know, letting them choose, letting them do the hard work of deciding which pin they prefer, which one they're drawn to, so that I can do that kind of A/B testing without having to do it really on my own. Because I love to have people do the work for me if I can. Just kind of, I don't know, not risk averse, but like, if somebody else will do an A/B test for me, excuse me, that's what I want anyway. I want a user to use it and have the experience with it. So that's what I do, is I just kind of put them all out there and let them decide. I let the user decide if they pin it from my page. Because honestly, more times than not, people are not necessarily pinning straight from my page. They're going to go to Pinterest and just repin something. I mean, that's just kind of the way that it's working. It's a bummer, but I'm not too worried about that part. So sorry. Is the back to school category in the menu helpful? Do you feel that adding a category for upcoming seasons and holidays would be helpful? That is an interesting concept. What would you think about like seasonal deals or seasonal posts? I mean, it's really, really easy to kind of move something to a menu item and to make a page into a menu item. And then to kind of just move it out once the season's over or once you want to change it to something else. But I definitely think that that's actually a really great idea. That's a really great idea. So yeah, guys, try that out. Do a menu heading where it's the holiday that's coming up in a manner that somebody would click on it. So if you have a homeschooling blog, back to school for homeschooling resources, and make that be one of your menu items, because people are going to see that, and that would be actually really interesting to have. But it doesn't change the fact that you should still, for each one of those kinds of posts, you should definitely still have like a pin image and a Facebook sharing image and have it optimized to share in those capacities. Because, you know, think about like when you use someone's website on your phone. A lot of times the menu doesn't show up. A lot of times you have to click those little 3 bars. Do you know the ones I'm talking about that come in the little box? A lot of times you have to click on those 3 bars in order to see any of the menu options. But if you really want to, and you click on them and you see the back to school or seasonal post or menu heading, you might click on that. But again, just kind of, that's one more kind of step that people have to take. Right now, I'm getting about 70 to 80% of my traffic coming directly from mobile. Like, it's a lot that's coming from mobile. I get like, I don't know, it's like 5 to 8% coming from tablets, and then the rest is desktop. And both tablets and mobile have the same kind of layout with those little 3 bars that come at the top underneath of your header or your icon. And so you have to remember, from like a user experience, again, just kind of always get in the mind of your users and where they are, how they're accessing your stuff. If they have to take an extra step in order to find it, chances are really, really good that they're not going to do that. So I would definitely promote it as a post individually, both on Pinterest, in link parties, on Facebook, wherever. But you can definitely add it to your header, but just, you know, don't put all of your eggs in the, it's in my header basket. Like, people are going to see it because it's in the header. Again, people, if they have to do an extra step, they're not going to do it. It's just kind of one of those like annoying things. But like, we're not why do I keep wanting to say risk averse? That's not the word I want to do. We just don't, we're kind of lazy as a society. So the less steps that we have to take to get to the end goal, the better. The more likely that people are to convert into sales, into clicks, into loyal readers, whatever it is. The less steps they have to take to get from point A, meeting you, to point B, buying from you, the better. So, woo! Yeah, most mobile pages don't do the homepage. Don't go to the homepage. Yeah, no, they really don't. It's kind of a pain because it's like, you think about when you first started your blog, and I don't know, maybe a lot of you are still right here. How much emphasis was put on designing your menus and your homepage and your sidebar, and none of that stuff is applicable anymore. My sidebar shows up at the very bottom of my post, or of the very bottom of my mobile website layout. It's at the very, very bottom. Nobody sees it. Nobody sees my menu. Like, nobody goes to my About Me page. Like, all of these things that people said in the very beginning were like super, super important are just not. So, woo! Okay. Wow, my hair's fuzzy. Okay. So one of the big things that I wanted to talk to you guys about this week, because I'm trying to get back on track because we are quickly running out of time. I'm so sorry. Again, did not mean to get super techie into that stuff, but I'm a little bit of a nerd. I don't know if you can tell that. So I'm trying to put it in like layman's terms to not overwhelm you guys and to actually get you guys the knowledge that you can have so that you know the why of these things, like why it's not necessarily as important that your sidebar looks super pretty because nobody's seeing it. So all that to say, this week we are talking all about affiliates that are not Amazon. Now, if you guys are just starting out blogging, I don't know if you guys have heard about ShareASale and Commission Junction or CJ.com or Raccoonet, I think is what it's called. You're told to join these big programs, basically, that a lot of times are only helpful for certain niches and for certain kinds of blogs. So for me, I blog about helping people save money. I have no need to be on ShareASale or CJ.com. Like, that's not where my people are. But I did not listen to like good advice from people at the time. And I just looked at bloggers who were doing really well in general, which took me to a lot of like home decor bloggers. I do not talk about home decor, but guess who has an affiliate membership with West Elm? It's me, because I joined West Elm on ShareASale as an affiliate partner back in 2015. Why? Because I didn't bother to look for people in my niche and what they were selling. I just looked at what bigger bloggers in other places, like, oh, they partner with West Elm. I should do that too, obviously. They partner with Williams-Sonoma. I should do that too. Have I ever bought anything from Williams-Sonoma or West Elm? No. Would I tell my readers to do so? No. But those are the dumb mistakes that I made that I want to help you guys not make. So here's the big thing for this week. I want to share my trusty whiteboard that I hope that you guys can see. So here are some of the key things to finding winning affiliate programs, because anybody can join affiliate programs until you are blue in the face. But it takes a whole different thing to find programs that are actually going to work. So in order to do this, you need to do step one. You need to find at least five big bloggers in your niche. Bonus if they list their income reports. And here's why. Because in step two, you're going to find what programs they're part of. It really helps when they list who is making them money in their income reports. Now, income reports are not for everybody. There are a lot of niches that don't care. Like if you talk about, home decor and that you're a blogger. So they're not going to have a blogging income report because it doesn't matter. But If you can find somebody who talks about their income reports and shares that kind of information with you, you'll be able to see which is worth your time and which one might not be. So I have kind of like fun fact, and of course, 3, join those programs, duh. But it's going to take a little while for you to get accepted into them a lot of times because they are singular companies a lot of times. So we're not talking about, Share a Sale or Ebates or whatever. A lot of these are like singular companies, or are companies that don't have a big, what is it called, like an affiliate conglomerate running their pages. So yeah, it's really difficult in a lot of different affiliates. It does take a while to get approved, and there are some. Be prepared. And I've gotten not like the boot from programs, but like I've gotten told no thanks, we'll pass. Be prepared that there are some affiliates that they do their due diligence. They look into your blog. They want to make sure that you'll actually be a good fit for them. And they might ultimately say, no, we'll pass, come back later. Come back later. Just kind of, go on, brush your shoulders up. I need coffee or sleep or something. Ignore me. But just kind of don't let that get you down. Find the next affiliate program and move on. But yes, homeschooling bloggers don't talk about income. Home decor bloggers, like crafters, DIYers, recipe bloggers. Again, think about it. If you're at someone's website to learn about a recipe, why do you care how they make their money? Does that make sense? Like, it seems really, really silly when you think of it that way. Those bloggers are committed to their niche, and they know where their people are, they know what their people want, and how to sell to them, which is exactly why you need to find out what programs they are in, because that is going to kind of be the easy step in finding programs that are actually going to work for your niche. So when I first started out, after I applied to West Elm and Pottery Barn and like a million other stupid things, I'm not kidding. I could show you guys all of the things that I'm an affiliate for and you would laugh. I've never sold a product from them in my entire life, and I probably won't, and that's totally fine. But I'm still a West Elm affiliate. Just if anybody ever wanted to know that, which is dumb. But nevertheless, before I learned all of that kind of stuff, and I was trying to figure it all out myself, I finally went to Michelle Schroeder Gardner's blog, which is Making Sense of Sense. She and I blog about a lot of the same things, and I came across her income report, which is like staggering. It blows my mind every month. She makes like $100,000 every single month. Doesn't make any sense to me, but she's amazing. She posts her income report. So that means that I can see how much money she makes off of her affiliates. And she shares what affiliates she's part of because she writes review posts for each one of her affiliate programs, and those convert really, really well. So I learned a few things from Michelle. I learned about, we're going to say Proofreading Anywhere, which is a course that teaches people how to proofread to make money. I learned about Proofread Anywhere from Michelle. I learned about, who is that again? Michelle Schroeder Gardner. She runs Making Sense of Sense. Making Sense, S-E-N-S-E of Sense, C-E-N-T-S. Play on words there. But that's how I learned about Proofread Anywhere, which makes me a lot of money each month. I learned about interviewing the woman who created it, and that kind of post does really well. I also learned that she does freebies where she gives them out and then you get the cookie. And so if they ever buy from her, the woman who sells the class, then you get the cookie and you get the commission. And it's like, I never would have figured that one out on my own if I hadn't gone to Michelle's site and found that like concept. I did not copy her, because again, it was an interview. Like, I decided to email this woman. I'm like, she's never going to email me back. Sure enough, she did. She gave me an interview. It's still one of my popular posts. I make $1,500 off that affiliate program each month. And I never would have found it if I hadn't seen what Michelle does. Now, if you guys don't have people in your niche who are sharing income reports, That's a tough one, but it's not impossible. Here's what you can do. Go to some of their popular posts, and the way that you can find that is kind of, you can go to pinterest.com/source/ whatever blog it is. So let me see if I can write that down. Okay. Let me see. Pinterest.com/ if I can spell, that'd be great. source/blogname.com. So if I wanted to, for some reason, yeah, I know that's like, I hope that that's not a real site. Anyway, so what that does is that shows you any time that a pin has come up from that site. And you can see pretty quickly what pins are the most popular from them. And you can click on that and see what they're doing in their popular posts to make money. Whether that is they're loading it to the gills with Amazon affiliate links, or they are sharing different kinds of affiliate programs that you can join, or if they are selling or giving away freebies. It's all things that you can kind of take into consideration for seeing how they promote their affiliates, because that's a really big deal. It's not just what affiliate programs are they using, it's how are they promoting them. So do they have a special promo code? Are they doing reviews? Did they send them in an email, the links in an email? Do they always mention the affiliate in every single post? Do they have a sales page? Whatever it is, find out kind of, you can do your own little detective work on what the secret sauce is that that blogger has with that affiliate. What makes it so special? What makes it so, why do they keep mentioning it? Obviously, they're making money off of it because they keep mentioning it. So seeing how they do that is going to be another big step. So not just knowing what they are, but how to promote is also super important. And then just kind of take that into consideration. Remember to do that stuff with your own links, in your own posts, in your own emails, whatever it is. Find ways to replicate that for yourself, not copying. Very, very clear on this. This is not copying. Never, ever in a million years should you go and say, this is the sentence that they use to promote this, so I'm just going to copy and paste that. No, you can dissect the sentence and find out, like, do they have a call to action? Do they mention the price of the product? Do they talk about the product by name? What is it that they do? Do they use the word free in bold? All of those things that you can model your own stuff after, you can find out without ever hitting the copy button, which is a big deal, guys. Like, I don't want you guys to ever think that I'm suggesting that you should copy. These bloggers that you are going to be finding that are the big bloggers in your niche have been doing this for a long, long time. They are pros. They know what they're doing. They know how to make money. They've been through the bad decisions of being a West Elm affiliate, even though they have no business being one. They've done all of the dumb stuff, and they've kind of sifted through it and are now at a point where they know what they're doing. They know what affiliate programs work. They know how to promote affiliates. They know how to do all of these things. The best thing that you can possibly do is to learn from bigger bloggers in your niche. So, all of that to say, find affiliate programs that will work in your niche from people who are already using them that work in your niche. So for me, like I said, I used Making Sense of Sense a great deal to kind of find a lot of affiliate programs that I wanted to join. I used Rosemary Groner, is the Busy Budgeter. She is a good friend, and she mentioned My Freeze Easy and $5 dinners. And I went and joined their affiliate program, and that has worked gangbusters for me. Let's see, what other programs? There's a ton of them. Obviously, I talk about how to make money, so blogging fits under that umbrella. So Bluehost, there's tons and tons of different ones that I never would have thought to look up. But again, each niche is different. What works in my niche won't work in yours, and that's totally fine. You guys, for like the longest time, I wish that I was an interior design blogger or that I was a fashion blogger, because they get the coolest affiliate programs and so much money because, you know, people want to buy the clothes that they're wearing. Like, they could link, or, you know, their couch when they take a picture of their bedroom or whatever it is. Why would you have a couch in your bedroom? I don't know. But like all of these things that people like look at pictures of and say, ooh, I want that. That's a really easy way to get a click. And that's what, you know, you just need to get people to the bigger website. If it's West Elm, if it's Target, if it's Amazon, it doesn't matter. Their whole marketing scheme is to get people to go from ending up on their site to leaving with a cart full of stuff that they've paid for. So that's the whole goal, is you just have to get people to the website. Okay. Oh, yeah, sorry, Holly. Yeah, it is late. I'm sorry. Go put your kids to bed. Don't worry. It's going to be in the videos section, and then I'm going to add it to the course also. So, okay. So I really am very, very sorry. But I wanted to cover something else really quick, because I did mention email, and I know that that's kind of like a really daunting subject for a lot of people, and I don't want it to be for you. So we are going to do a little bit of a crash course in email. So email is, and I'm sure that you've heard it like a million times, but email is in fact very important. It's a very powerful tool, and if you aren't using it, start using it today. You have to get it set up. That takes a little bit of time, but once it's set up, it's basically like on autopilot, and then you just get people to sign up. That's the really condensed version. The best thing that you can possibly do is have a freebie for people to opt in that's really, really enticing, that people are actually going to want. So, you know, you could have the most beautiful, I don't know, we'll say you could have the most beautiful budget binder in the entire world. But if your audience only cares about like the top 10 free recipes that they can get from you in a cookbook, your budget binder is not going to be any good. So you have to make sure that you have a freebie and that it matches your audience. Again, what works for my niche might not work for yours, and that's totally fine. But find something that works in your niche. Sorry. I think that my main issue is getting traffic to my posts that are affiliate rich, to convert. I'm working on my Pinterest to add more new pins for each of my old pins, as well as creating a few from each new post. That's a good move. Yeah, it is. I hate the concept of like traffic doesn't matter, your email list does. I really do hate that concept because it's kind of nonsense, if I'm being totally honest. You need traffic in order to grow your email list, in order to make money. Or you need traffic in order to get people to your website to buy stuff that you're an affiliate for, and then sign up for your email, and then you make more money. But the bottom line is that it all comes back to traffic. I don't want you to put all of your eggs necessarily in the Pinterest basket, because that's, you know, Pinterest has been really fickle. I'm not going to beat around the bush. It has been really, really fickle. And we can't continue to solely rely on Pinterest for our page views. But unfortunately, for now, it's working. And so the best thing that we can do is kind of play to our strengths as bloggers. Give Pinterest what it wants, which is fresh content, which is new pins, which is a new post every day with new pins going out to your personal boards that are super really keyword rich and have a lot of information on that stuff. I'm sorry. I wish that there was a better answer for that, but there's not. I'm really sorry. Okay. But I have to get back to email because we are running out of time. I'm sorry. Plus, if I stay down here any longer, I'm pretty sure I'm going to have lost like 10 pounds in like water weight. Like, just being honest. Okay. So email. I want you to not just get ready to send out emails, but also I want you to remember something that's kind of like the cardinal rule of sending emails as a blogger. I don't ever want you to think, well, I have this huge email list, but I've never sent anything to them, but there's a sale coming up, so I'm going to email them. Please don't do that. That's like blogging cardinal sin number 1. Well, there are a few of them, but like that's a big one. Like you don't want to get emails like from this random person. It's like, I don't know you from Adam. Like, who are you? Why are you talking to me about a sale? And then you unsubscribe. You don't want that. You want to be able to have a relationship with your email list. So even if that means you have to email them once a week with something that is useful, never pitching them with a sale, never kind of, giving them a hard sale, never doing that if you've never talked to them before. Because think about it this way. We're going to refer to emailing as dating. It's like a courting relationship. If you go in guns blazing, like, hey, let's get married, like right now, asking for a sale, people are going to be like, I'm going to unsubscribe right now. You don't want to do that. You want to woo them. You want to give them stuff for free. You want to impress them with how generous you are and how caring you are. And the best way that you can do that is by building a relationship over time using email. So don't ever be that person who only emails when there's a freaking sale. Those people annoy me. Like, okay, so last year, you are familiar, guys, with the Ultimate Bundles Genius Bloggers Toolkit. It's a fantastic resource. I love Ultimate Bundles. And they're incredible. If you're not an affiliate for them, go join their affiliate program like right now. They will teach you everything that you need to know about being an affiliate for them and give you sales emails, everything. Anyway, I digress. So last year for the Genius Bloggers Toolkit, I got like 30 emails a day from people who have never showed up in my email box before, ever. Like, who are you? How long ago did I subscribe to your email list? How'd you get my email? Why am I on your list? Like, they'd never emailed me before, but they're emailing me now asking me to buy from them. So guess who got a ton of unsubscribes that day? It was all those people who are emailing just randomly. So don't be like that. For the love of all that is good and holy, don't do that. Okay. My problem is creating an opt-in for my site that seems worthwhile. Yes, trust me, I'm right there with you. I have like a very, very, in my head, it's like, who would want this? Like, why would somebody want this from me? And the best thing that I was told was to put out your most valuable piece of information or whatever it is for free. In my mind, though, I'm like, I want to do kind of the path of least resistance. And the way to do that is one of two things. You can either do a free ebook, and you can make that by putting together a bunch of your posts that are the same. One of my original freebies was a conglomeration of like 7 or so of my frugal living homemaking tips made into an ebook. And all put together and formatted in Word. It wound up being like 35 pages long. So people thought that it was super valuable, and that did very, very well. Now I have a money-saving workbook that does really well. I have a money-saving calendar that does really well. And these are all things that are super, super easy to make. All of them I made in Microsoft Word or in Google Docs or Google Sheets. I'm not a techie person. Like, it's shocking, I know. I just prattled on for the first 15 minutes about email. Like, I'm really, really not techie. Like, I don't know what I'm doing. I can mess up a cell in Excel like nobody's business. But the easiest thing to do is to make an ebook. And again, just kind of get together a bunch of your posts and give that away and call it an ebook about whatever topic you write about. Whatever your most popular posts are about, make an ebook that fits in that kind of niche or topic or universe or whatever you want to call it. And that way you have kind of a wide net. You're casting a wide net for those people who are already at your website for that kind of content. And yeah, believe it or not, people really do think that that kind of stuff is very, very valuable. I know it seems a little bit crazy to me too, but let's see. Did I miss anything? I'm really sorry. Yeah, email is like dating. It's kind of funny. But so I'm really sorry. So there's that. Don't be that kind of person who never emails unless there's a sale. Throw together an ebook. of your popular posts. You don't even have to change the wording of it. Just get rid of things like, in this post, we will talk about, or mentions of posts. You can leave in there the lines about like related posts with links to other ones of your posts. That's totally fine. It's really, really easy to format in Google Docs and then just convert it to a PDF and then upload it to Dropbox or to your Google Drive and then give it away as your freebie. You can share a link. It's not a big deal. It's just a PDF. It's super, super easy, guys. I promise. Like, it sounds a lot more complicated than it really is, just because, you know, I'm not able to show it to you right now. But I can, if that, not right now, because like I think we're running out of time here. But maybe tomorrow, if you guys would feel like that would be a beneficial thing, I could show you how to set that up, or how I set it up with like a freebie inside of ConvertKit, so that you can kind of see. I don't have a MailerLite account or a MailChimp account, but I could show you guys how I set things up as far as PDFs and uploading them to, what is that thing called? Uploading them to an email sequence so that people actually get the freebies, because that's kind of important too. Because then you get grumpy emails from people when they're like, where's my freebie? And it's like, I don't know. It should have been sent to you. So don't make that mistake either. Pro tip really quick, because I know that I just threw, again, really sorry, a lot of information at you about writing posts, about writing ebooks, about writing emails, and that's a lot of writing in a week. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of this, but this is something that I do every single week. I talk to text. I use Google Docs and I do talk to text for my posts, for my emails, for ebooks, for everything that I possibly can. And here's why. Because first off, I really like to be conversational. I like, for when people read my stuff, I like for them to know what I sound like. Because if you read my writing, that's exactly how I talk. Like, you guys obviously are hearing that. This is how I write too. And it just comes out so much more naturally when I'm talking versus having to write out what I would think that I'm saying in my head. Does that make sense? Not to mention, by the way, it saves a ton of time, because it is, you know, you're talking. It's just super, super easy. So that's a really easy way to be able to bang out an email for your list for the week, a post, and formatting a new ebook, or giving out some kind of an ebook for advice or something like that. You can do all of that within an hour, like no problem at all. And it can be a long email. It could be a really long post. It's really easy to do. So Google Docs has it. And I think that it is called talk to text or speech text or something. And it makes it super easy to get everything done when you don't have a whole lot of time to spend actually just writing. It sounds kind of like a jerk thing to say, but you know what I mean. Like, you don't have a whole lot of time to sit there and write for 3 hours for one post. You can sit there and talk for 20 minutes and have enough content to fill 2 posts and an email without a problem. So as far as I'm concerned, that's a good use of your time. So yeah, talk to text I use Google Docs. Google Docs has that option. I think that it's called talk to text on Google Docs. Again, I'm writing a note for this, guys. I'm really sorry. I have to stop apologizing, don't I? Okay. Google talk to text video, and then ConvertKit, PDF, freebie, upload. Okay. Those are the videos that I'm going to make tomorrow, hopefully. So let me see. I'm so sorry. Do you store the PDFs, ebooks on WordPress or somewhere else? I store them all in my Google Drive or in Dropbox. And there are 2 reasons for this. One, I'm constantly paranoid that A, I'm going to get locked out of my WordPress account, because that's happened before. B, I don't want them to get lost. So if my computer crashes or something, it's all on what is that thing called? Google Docs, Google Drive, and see, then I can share the link versus having to download it, or having an instant download, because there are a lot of times, sorry, I had to think about the way to say this. There are a lot of times when you set something up for your email, like for when people sign up for your email and you say, congrats, your download is downloading right now. A lot of people have pop-up blockers that won't let them just randomly get a download from the internet. And a lot of times people get grumpy that it's like, where's my freebie? Like, it was supposed to be here. So I send a separate email with a link that goes to a Google Drive PDF, share PDF. They can't edit it, but they can download it from there. And that works very, very well, because again, it's not something that's downloading from the internet onto someone's computer. So that's not going to get flagged as like spam. People aren't going to just be like, well, I never got my download. It's like, do you have a pop-up blocker? Because that could be why. And trying to convince people like that you're not spamming them or scamming them, like when they don't get a freebie, it's kind of difficult. Just speaking from experience. People get really defensive about that kind of stuff. Okay. Yes, thank you so much, Myra. Yes, under Google Docs, it's under Tools, and then go to Voice Typing. Or if you can do Control-Shift-S. And there's going to be a little microphone that's going to pop up in the far left side. I don't know, right from left. I swear I'm an adult. It's going to be in the far left side, and it's going to be this little microphone, and it's going to go from like black to red, and it's kind of going to have a circle, and it's going to flash. And that just means that it's ready to listen. Fair warning about talk to text. You have to be very diligent about your editing. So I like to reread the sentences as I'm saying them, because there's a lot of times where it's like I get really excited and I talk really, really fast. And next thing I know, like, make sure that you practice saving money with your spouse turned into, I like to eat horses. That was a sentence that I'm not joking. I almost hit publish and share on a post like that was in there because I did talk to text and I didn't bother to check it like very, very diligently. So when you're doing it, make sure that you are kind of keeping an eye out that like not just, not just proper uses of there, and there, but also making sure that like it's actually understanding what you're saying. Because that's obviously like a big deal, is if it's thinking that you're talking about horses and you're really talking about saving money, like you don't want that to slip through the cracks and, get like random comments like, are you feeling okay? on your post when you send it out. So, okay. So yeah, make sure that you're editing when you do talk to text. I mean, you're going to edit your posts hopefully anyway. So the best thing that you can do is to save some time in getting the content out there. Okay. And of course, we talked about the freebie. Like I said, an ebook is a super easy freebie to make. I've done calendars. I've done workbooks. I've done copy and paste of a bunch of my posts and sent it out. It's not hard, and people do find it very valuable. But something else that you can do is make a checklist from Canva. Does Canva have free? Canva does have free templates that you can use and edit to be basically whatever you want them to be. So let's say, they have back to school checklists. Well, you get rid of the words back to school. You get rid of the pencil in the top corner and you replace it with a flower or something. And next thing you know, it's your to-do list for the day. And all you just have is blank spots. You can make a planner really, really easily using the free templates from Canva. And I think that I'm so sorry. I should probably make sure that I have like the right information. I think that you can get that when you have any kind of a Canva membership. But I think you do have to have the paid Canva version in order to get that. I'm really sorry. I wish that I knew this kind of stuff better. I bought my Canva membership. I think I was grandfathered into it. And so I got it for a really cheap deal. I don't remember how much it was. I'm sorry. But that's a really easy way. Like if you do talk about planning, if you talk about cleaning or organizing or something like that, that's a really great way to make a planner or templates or a checklist just from Canva. And then you can download them as a PDF and then save them to a file in Google Drive. And then boom, you can get people there and share that link to them. Whew. Okay. Okay, guys, that was a lot of information. I appreciate that you stuck with me on that one. I'm really sorry about the prattling on and on about the email stuff, the nerdy email stuff in the very beginning. But emails, like, I really, really like email. I really enjoy sending out emails. I really like to help people who get emails. And I really like to have a relationship with my readers through email. So I'm kind of a nerd about that kind of stuff. Okay, good. You don't need to have a membership with Canva. You can make checklists without paying. Awesome. Thank you so much, Jana. Yes, you can do that without paying, and you can do it for free using Canva templates. Those things are a lifesaver, by the way. Canva templates, like, seriously, you can make so many different things. And if you can't think of like one thing to make, you can always make a free resource library for your readers, and that usually does really, really well. It sounds kind of silly to be like, yeah, have a free resource library and then just, you know, have like one-page templates from Canva that you've edited that make sense for your niche, that are going to be helpful to your people. But you can totally do that. Just, you know, have that be your freebie. But that's a lot more work. So I would just kind of like stick with like one thing, whether that's printable or whether it's an ebook. Kind of pick something that is easy for you to make, but would also be super, super high in value for other people. Like if you have, you know, a 10-page, what is it called? Day planner or week planner, whatever it is. That's a hugely valuable thing. Like people pay money for that kind of stuff. If you have a 35-page ebook, people would pay a lot of money for that kind of stuff, but you're giving it away. So you're already endearing yourself to them. And that's kind of the goal of using email freebies, is not just, you know, to get people free stuff, to have them, you know, give you their email. But it's also to kind of help kind of plant the seed in their head of like, wow, if this is the free stuff that she's giving me, I can't wait to see what the paid stuff is going to be like down the road. So that's kind of, you know, food for thought, I guess. Yes, you can definitely create a freebie library and fill it with templates and stuff and anything that you really want. People really do find that very, very valuable. Okay, guys, so that's the goal for this week. We're going to be designing sales pages on Elementor. I should have changed that on my notes. We're going to be talking about emails and the templates that I have for you guys for all of the upcoming sales for the holidays that I used, that you can use too. And what else are we going to talk about this week? Oh, and finding more affiliate programs for you guys to join. I'm going to start a thread and I'm going to pin it to the top for this week for you guys to share any affiliate programs that you found along with your niche, so that you can kind of either share with other people who need help, but also find more affiliates that other people in your niche might have found. So I hope that helped, guys. I am super excited for this week. Again, like sales pages and email, that stuff is like my jam. So all right, guys, I hope that you guys have an awesome, awesome night, and I will talk to you guys probably when I make these 2 videos that I told you I'd make. All right, see you guys.